The ancient world, kingdoms and empires were locked in constant struggle. Amidst this chaos, a single figure would rise to change the course of history forever. This is the story of Alexander the Great, a man whose ambition and vision would stretch beyond the boundaries of his homeland. As we journey through his life, from his remarkable birth to his legendary conquest and untimely death, we uncover the legacy of a true conqueror. Let us step back in time to witness the making of a legend. 1356 BCE, in the royal city of Pella, a child was born who would one day be known as Alexander the Great. His father, Philip II, was a formidable king and military strategist, while his mother, Olympias, believed her son was destined for greatness. Legends tell of omens and prophecy on the night of his birth, temples burning, and mysterious voices foretelling the arrival of a conqueror. The world seemed to sense that something extraordinary had begun. Alexander's heritage was a blend of power and mystique. His father, Philip II, had united Macedonia and transformed it into a dominant force in Greece. Olympias, his mother, was known for her strong will and deep spirituality. From both parents, Alexander inherited ambition, intelligence, and a sense of destiny. The royal palace of Pella was filled with stories of heroes and gods, shaping the young prince's imagination and aspiration. The night Alexander was born, strange events were reported across Macedonia. Some claimed to see lightning strike the palace, while others spoke of sacred fires burning in distant temples. Priests and oracles whispered of a child who would conquer the world. These stories, whether true or exaggerated, added to the aura surrounding Alexander's early life and fueled the belief that he was marked by fate. Growing up in the royal court, Alexander was surrounded by the finest tutors and warriors. He was a curious and energetic child, eager to learn and quick to master new skills. His mother encouraged his belief in his divine destiny, while his father exposed him to the realities of leadership and warfare. These early years laid the foundation for the extraordinary life that awaited him. At the age of 13, Alexander's education took a dramatic turn when he was entrusted to the care of Aristotle, one of the greatest philosophers of the ancient world. Under Aristotle's guidance, Alexander studied philosophy, science, medicine, and literature. He was especially captivated by the stories of Homer and the hero Achilles, dreaming of achieving similar glory and immortality. Alexander's education was not limited to books and philosophy. He was also trained in the arts of war, learning to ride, fight, and lead from a young age. His father made sure he understood the discipline and strategy required to command armies. By the time he was a teenager, Alexander was already showing signs of exceptional leadership and courage. Aristotle's teachings left a lasting mark on Alexander. He learned to appreciate the complexities of the world, to question and seek knowledge, and to value both wisdom and action. This blend of intellectual curiosity and practical skill would later define Alexander's approach to leadership and conquest. The bond between teacher and student was strong, shaping the future king's worldview. Just 16 years old, Alexander was left in charge of Macedonia while his father campaigned elsewhere. When a rebellion broke out, Alexander acted swiftly, leading his troops to victory and founding a city named Alexandropolis in his honor. This early success proved that he was no ordinary prince. He was a born leader, ready for greater challenges. Philip II was a towering figure in Alexander's life. As king, he expanded Macedonia's power and influence, setting the stage for his son's future conquest. Alexander admired his father's achievements, but also felt the pressure to surpass them. Their relationship was complex, marked by both admiration and rivalry, shaping Alexander's ambition and sense of destiny. In 1336 BCE, tragedy struck when Philip II was assassinated during a public celebration. The sudden loss of his father thrust Alexander into the spotlight at just 20 years old. The kingdom was in turmoil, with enemies both within and outside Macedonia. Alexander had to act quickly to secure his throne and assert his authority. After his father's death, Alexander faced immediate threats to his rule. Rival factions and rebellious cities challenged his authority. With determination and strategic brilliance, Alexander moved swiftly to eliminate his enemy and unite the kingdom. His actions demonstrated both his ruthlessness and his commitment to his father's legacy. With Macedonia secure, Alexander turned his attention to Greece, where several city-states had risen in rebellion. He marched south with his army, crushing resistance and reasserting Macedonian dominance. His swift and decisive action sent a clear message. Alexander was now the undisputed leader of the Greek world. To solidify his control, Alexander convened the League of Corinth, bringing together the Greek city-states under his leadership. He was appointed as the supreme commander for the upcoming campaign against the Persian Empire. This alliance marked the beginning of Alexander's quest to conquer the known world. In 1334 BCE, Alexander led his army across the Hellespont into Asia Minor, marking the start of his legendary campaign against the Persian Empire. With a force of around 40,000 men, he faced a vast and powerful enemy. The crossing was both a symbolic and strategic move, signaling Alexander's determination to fulfill his destiny. First major test came at the Battle of Granicus, where Alexander's forces faced a Persian army on the banks of the river. Despite being outnumbered, Alexander led a daring charge, personally engaging in the thick of battle. His courage and tactical brilliance secured a decisive victory, opening the way into Asia Minor. Following his victory at Granicus, Alexander moved swiftly through Asia Minor, capturing cities and securing alliances. His reputation as an invincible leader grew with each success. He treated conquered peoples with respect, often leaving local rulers in place, which helped to maintain stability and win support for his cause. One of the most challenging early battles was the siege of Halicarnassus. The city was heavily fortified and defended by experienced Persian commanders. Alexander's determination and innovative tactics eventually led to victory, demonstrating his ability to overcome even the most formidable obstacles. In the city of Gaudium, Alexander encountered the legendary Gaudian knot, which prophecy claimed only the future ruler of Asia could untie. Instead of struggling with the knot, Alexander famously sliced through it with his sword, symbolizing his bold and unconventional approach to challenges. In 1330 BCE, Alexander faced King Darius II of Persia at the Battle of Issus. Despite being heavily outnumbered, Alexander's tactical genius turned the tide. He led a direct assault on Darius, causing the Persian king to flee and leaving his army in disarray. This victory cemented Alexander's reputation as a military genius. After the Battle of Issus, Alexander captured Darius's family, including his mother, wife, and children. He treated them with respect and dignity, earning admiration even from his enemies. This act of mercy enhanced his reputation as a noble and just leader. The island city of Tyre posed one of the greatest challenges of Alexander's campaign. The siege lasted for months, with Alexander's engineers building a causeway to reach the city's wall. After a fierce battle, Tyre fell, demonstrating Alexander's determination and ingenuity in overcoming seemingly impossible odds. After Tyre, Alexander marched into Egypt, where he was welcomed as a liberator. He founded the city of Alexandria, which would become a center of learning and culture. In Egypt, Alexander was declared the son of the god Ammon, further enhancing his status as a divine ruler. In the Egyptian desert, Alexander visited the oracle of Siwa. There, he was greeted as the son of Zeus Ammon and received a prophecy confirming his destiny to rule the world. This mystical experience deepened Alexander's belief in his divine mission and inspired his future action. Decisive confrontation with Persia came at the Battle of Gaugamela in 1331 BCE. Facing a massive Persian army led by Darius III, Alexander used brilliant tactics to break through enemy lines. The victory was complete, and Darius fled once again. This battle marked the end of Persian dominance and the rise of Alexander as the master of Asia. After Gaugamela, Alexander pursued the fleeing Darius across Persia. Despite his efforts, Darius was eventually betrayed and killed by his own men. Alexander mourned his former rival, giving him a royal burial and claiming the title of King of Asia. With Darius gone, Alexander entered the legendary city of Babylon. He was welcomed as a hero and ruler, and the city became one of his main capitals. Alexander's vision was to unite East and West, blending cultures and traditions to create a new world order. Alexander continued his march through Persia, capturing the cities of Susa and Persepolis. Persepolis, the ceremonial capital, was eventually burned, an act seen as both revenge for Persian attacks on Greece and a symbol of the end of the old order. Alexander's conquest was now complete, but his ambitions were far from satisfied. With Persia under his control, Alexander set his sights on the lands beyond. He led his army into India, facing new challenges and unfamiliar terrain. The campaign was marked by fierce battles and encounters with powerful local rulers, pushing Alexander and his men to their limits. One of the most famous battles in India was fought on the banks of the Hydaspes River against King Porus. Despite facing war elephants and a determined enemy, Alexander's tactics secured another victory. He admired Porus's bravery and made him an ally, demonstrating his respect for worthy opponents. After years of campaigning, Alexander's army reached the edge of the known world. Exhausted and longing for home, his soldiers refused to march further east. Reluctantly, Alexander agreed to turn back, beginning the long and difficult journey to Babylon. The return journey was perilous, especially the crossing of the Gedrosian desert. Many soldiers perished from heat and thirst, but Alexander pressed on, sharing in the hardships of his men. This ordeal tested his leadership and resilience like never before. After years of conquest, Alexander returned to Babylon, now the center of his vast empire. He began planning new campaigns and grand projects, dreaming of uniting his diverse subjects. But beneath the surface, tensions and rivalry threatened the stability of his rule. Alexander sought to merge Greek and Eastern cultures, encouraging marriages between his soldiers and local women, adopting Persian custom, and promoting cultural exchange. His vision was to create a new, unified world, but not everyone supported these changes. Resistance and unrest simmered among his followers. Tragedy struck when Hephaestion, Alexander's closest friend and confidant, died suddenly. Alexander was devastated, mourning deeply for his companion. The loss affected him profoundly, leaving him more isolated and vulnerable as he faced the final chapter of his life. In the spring of 330 BCE, Alexander's health began to decline. He fell seriously ill in Babylon, surrounded by his generals and loyal followers. Despite their efforts, his condition worsened, and rumors spread about the cause of his illness. The once invincible conqueror was now fighting his final battle. As his strength faded, Alexander called his generals to his side. He discussed the future of his empire, giving instruction and sharing his vision for unity. The fate of his vast conquest now rested in the hands of his trusted commander. Legend has it that when asked who should succeed him, Alexander replied, "To the strongest." These words set the stage for years of conflict among his generals, as each sought to claim a share of his empire. The unity Alexander had fought so hard to create was now at risk. On June 323 BCE, Alexander the Great died in Babylon at the age of 30. His death marked the end of an era, leaving his empire without a clear successor. The world mourned the passing of a man who had achieved so much in so little time. Following Alexander's death, his empire quickly fragmented as his generals, known as the Diadochi, fought for control. The unity he had envisioned was lost, but his influence continued to shape the world for centuries. The Hellenistic era began, spreading Greek culture and ideas far beyond their original border. Alexander's achievements were unparalleled. He created one of the largest empires in history, stretching from Greece to India. His campaigns spread Greek language, culture, and ideas across 3 continents, laying the foundations for a new era of civilization. Stories of Alexander's courage, ambition, and vision have inspired generations. He became a symbol of greatness, studied by leaders and scholars throughout history. His life remains a testament to the power of dreams and the impact of a single individual on the world. Alexander's story teaches us about ambition, leadership, and the pursuit of greatness. His successes and failures offer valuable lessons for anyone seeking to make a mark on the world. The challenges he faced and the choices he made continue to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of power and legacy. The world Alexander left behind was forever changed. His conquests reshaped borders, cultures, and history, creating a legacy that endures to this day. The cities he founded, the ideas he spread, and the stories he inspired continue to influence our world in countless ways. Even centuries after his death, Alexander the Great remains a figure of fascination and debate. Historians, writers, and artists continue to explore his life, seeking to understand the man behind the legend. His story is a reminder that greatness is never simple and that the legacy of a conqueror can echo through the ages.